Well, there I was, sinking into another episode of 1883, and then it hit me. This program was affirming my belief that life is a struggle and nothing else worth having comes easily. Not only that, but I was subconsciously using the belief reprogramming formula to make sure it's stuck. I mean, like, really stuck. In today's episode, I'll show you how you can easily reprogram any belief. This episode is also an invitation to take a look at the media you consistently absorb and ask yourself, what is this doing in my subconscious? Let's get started, shall we? Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Project Joyful podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Tutty, your medical herbalist and high performance coach. So, hey, Project Joyful isn't just about being happy. It's about consciously creating a life you love. It's about remembering how to reconnect with your soul-centered joy. You know, that joy that comes from doing what you love, from living on purpose, and from being in a life that allows you to experience deep joy moment by moment. So hey, let's get started, shall we? I was watching the TV series 1883, and then it hit me. This show was reinforcing my beliefs. What? I mean, I love that show. I celebrate when Elsa falls in love. I cry when her heart is broken. My heart is in my mouth when they cross one of the many treacherous rivers that crisscross the Oregon Trail. But what is that show really teaching me? And why does it matter? We make things mean something. We learned those meanings from the people around us and their perceptions of our environment. Researchers have determined that we begin collecting information from around the last trimester when we're in the womb until around 7 or 8 years old. We don't question it. We don't validate it. We absorb it as if it was the truth. We begin to form stories about why things are so and why the world is as it is. And these stories showcase our beliefs. They affirm our beliefs and they determine our behaviour. And by behaviour, I mean our actions and our habits. Because we've started with a set of ready-made beliefs from the people who influenced us in our childhoods, we often carry those beliefs as our own, collecting experiences along the way that affirm those beliefs. Wondering what your beliefs are? Take a look at your life. Your beliefs are being played out every single day. Your bank account will tell you what you really believe about money. Feeling taken for granted? Check in with your beliefs around self-worth and that it's safe to receive. Interestingly, many people have the belief that life is hard or that you have to struggle to get ahead in life. Why? Well, remember when we talked about collecting data up until the age of 7 or 8 years old? One of the authority figures we collect data from are the big people, those who have a parental or a caregiving role in our lives, and chances are that they're also carrying that same belief, a belief they absorbed in their early childhood. When we look back 2 or 3 generations, we're in the time of the Depression, or the settlers, particularly if you're in the USA, Australia and New Zealand, and the World Wars. Our grandparents and our great-grandparents learned that life was hard and life was a struggle. And unless you grew up in one of the families who generated wealth through the Depression, that is. So what was being reaffirmed in my belief system as I watched 1883? You guessed it, life is hard. You have to struggle to get ahead. People are out to get you. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. Free land comes at a price. My paternal grandparents married and started their family before my grandfather and his brothers went to war. My maternal grandparents married before the war and they started their family when my grandfather returned after the war. Both grandparents were children of the Depression. So did I have that belief about life being hard? Of course. Can you update your beliefs to something a little more helpful? Absolutely. To update your belief, you need at least 3 key ingredients, and it involves your senses. You need to see it, you need to hear it, and you need to feel it. What was I doing when I was watching 1883? I could see that life was hard. I could hear the characters' stories that life was hard, and I felt how hard it was. This is particularly important if you're sensitive or intuitive, because when these things are presented to you, boy, you feel those things so very deeply. And it started showing up in my life. What was once easy became a struggle, and the more I struggled, the more I tried to push through. The more I wanted to watch 1883. It was as if my brain was seeking out my tribe. See, they understand, even though they're fictional characters. Your brain doesn't get the whole real and not real thing. To your mind, everything is real, and that includes the Dutton family. The good news is that you get to use this formula to program in empowering beliefs. It's all about seeing, hearing, and feeling your new belief. Use the power of your imagination, because your mind thinks that what you imagine is real. So let's have a little play with this concept. Take a moment and think of the antidote to life as a struggle. What could it be? How about what I want comes easily to me? Now, your nervous system is already starting to feel a bit agitated about all of this. So let's start by regulating your nervous system with a nice, slow breath. Breathe in all the way down to your belly. Love your belly as it expands to receive your breath. Then slowly let that breath go. Experiment by breathing in and out slowly for the same number of counts. Keep breathing slowly and easily. If you're breathing with me right now and you're not feeling calmer, slow that breath down even more. Good. Okay. In your mind, think about your life where everything you want comes easily to you. Stay with the calm, relaxed breathing, but let it find its own natural rhythm. Now imagine the things you'd like to materialize and see you creating them with ease and grace. It just happens. No hustle, no grind, just ease and flow. Good. Now stay with these images and now listen. What are you saying to yourself? What are people saying to you? Hear yourself explaining how what you want just comes so easily. Now tell me, how are you feeling as these things come easily to you? Where are you feeling this ease in your body? Now, if there's any tightness, place that tightness in a bubble of light and notice it gently floating away. Now back to those amazing feelings. Notice as those feelings become deeper, wider, bigger. Really feel them. It's the feeling that underpins the reprogramming. That's why affirmations on their own aren't effective. They're powerful, but they're incomplete. The whole picture involves you writing out your affirmation, reading it out loud, and feeling it. Have fun with your belief upgrade. It's your time to see, to hear, and to feel all things that you hold close to your heart. Sending you lots of love. Bye for now. Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. Can I ask you a favour? If our conversation spoke to you today, could you please take a moment to leave a 5-star review? Your review will help people discover this podcast, and together we can create a world where there's even more love and more laughter. And if you want to hear more from the Project Joyful podcast, just click the subscribe button. Bye for now.